Hey, everybody. Just wanted to get on here and let you guys know that this is going to be the only time we talk about this situation. This is very personal and private to our life, and we want to put this information out there, not for us, but to help other people who are going through the same thing, to let you know that you're not alone. So if you see us in life, please try not to pry into what is going on with our family.
Yeah, we've experienced a lot of trauma and anxiety because of what we're about to talk about happened to us. We're choosing to share our story, like Jerett said, to help others learn, and if they're going through something similar, to know that they're not alone. This is our experience to tell, and ours alone, and we're choosing to tell it this way. We all agreed this was the best way for our family to tell our story. Please, listeners, listen with a gentle and kind heart. This experience was definitely not easy for us, and it's not easy to tell and relive it.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
No, we're not. We're not. There it is. Excuse me. The clock has been started. Welcome back, friends, new subscribers, people who are just here for this content and not any of our regular stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever your reason is for being here, thank you for coming.
Yeah, and if you are here just for this, check the other stuff out too. It's not so heavy.
Yeah. This one is, I think JJ's put trigger warnings on them. So if you are, I don't know, sensitive and likely to cry, you will probably cry through this fucking season. This is raw, real emotion. We get emotional. It happened to us. It's our life. This isn't something that we're fucking making up. This happened, and it's happening, and it's not, we're not the only ones. We're just the ones who are fortunate enough to have a platform to speak on it. So
sure.
It is not something that we take lightly. So we hope that nobody out there in the listening world is thinking that this is some kind of joke or some kind of BS story that we're making up or whatever. We're not looking for excuses. We're not hiding behind things, and we'll get very deep into what happened. And as the episodes progress, I think we're on 6.
Yes, this is episode 6 today.
So, of a 300-part series.
It's not that long.
So thank you guys for coming out. And if you have questions, comments, concerns, if this is happening to you, if you know somebody that's going through some shit, let us know. We can try to help as best we can, because we have been dealing with this for the better part of a year now.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So who's going to kick us off?
So we left off with the, Thursday night that Hunter had been taken, and he ended up in foster care because they weren't able to essentially find a location that was acceptable by the time they closed, I guess, for the evening, which seems like a weird, it's like an Arby's. Yeah, it seemed like it seems like a weird thing to say. So JJ stayed up all night texting with Hunter and was trying to, obviously continue to communicate with him. And then that rolls into Friday. So what were you guys, where were your headspaces Friday morning?
I don't know. I mean, really, I was just so focused on making sure Hunter was okay. I didn't really think about myself at the time. I kept thinking, okay, we'll get it cleared up. I just want to make sure he's good. I was talking him through things, and trying to be text him as much as possible, or even I was able to call him. But yeah, I mean, it was really I was just focused on him, focused on making sure that he was okay. We communicated a lot with our attorneys, my attorney.
Your attorney, yeah.
And that was I think that same day was the day you were trying to find an attorney for Jerett, right? That's right about the time you guys were realizing that.
No, so we actually thought that the way that the attorney explained it, he was like, oh, like the other attorney will just follow through.
Follow my lead.
His lead.
Whatever
yeah.
I say, the other attorney will just go with. That was not the case.
Yeah,
it was found out.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, you're right. You went to one hearing with the court-appointed attorney. Yeah.
But we didn't go on that Friday. We didn't have a hearing at all.
Right.
It was just like, okay, we can't be with our son. That's
Which is
what we were
wild
told.
too, because like when you think about, and I'm going off like Dateline here, so what do I know? But like, you know, you think about like when somebody's arrested for like an actual crime, right? With kid not necessarily being involved. Usually with the next business day, there's an arraignment, right?
You're
Like,
going in front of a judge.
So in this particular case, like they took your child Thursday afternoon, and it wasn't until the following, what was it? Tuesday. So for what? Friday, 5 days, they've got your kid. And that's wild to me. Like that 5 days before anybody has to answer and say, like, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the craziest thing.
So
JJ's in full mom mode.
Oh.
And I'm fucking just livid.
Well, that's dad mode.
How the fuck is this happening? Like, what in the fuck is going on?
I think it was disbelief, like, all the way around. I mean, the question that, by the way, it's been, like Jerett said, the better part of a year. We're still asking, like, why? Like, what?
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Yeah.
You know, and in those early days, it was very much like, we literally said, like, you're going to get him back on Tuesday, guys. Calm down. I know this is scary. This is wild, but Tuesday, this will all get cleared up. This is just crazy. There's no way this is going to go on longer than Tuesday. So I was talking with JJ and Jerett that Thursday night, shortly after Hunter had been taken, and obviously there was chaos and confusion and wondering what was going on. But I think the forefront of everybody's minds was just, you know, what do we do? Like, how do we get him back? That was the number one goal. And so I had told JJ I will stay home Friday in case they want to come look at our house. Like, you know, obviously we were happy to take him. And so I stayed home Friday. And I want to say it was like midday that JJ called and said, hey, they have, they're going to release into Jackie, and it's going to be sometime before 5. And I want to say it was like 1-ish that you called. We had a couple hours, but we didn't have long. Yeah. And I laughed because I just, that's such a dumb thing to remember, but I had just put a hair treatment in. And JJ was like, can you go to Jackie's house and help her? I'm like, got you. So I just like threw a hat on and I ran over to Jackie's, and I love your mother dearly, but I had no idea what I was signing up for by helping Jackie get the house ready. So I had asked JJ, like, what were the parameters? And they're obvious parameters, right? Like, there can't be any weapons. There, you know, and the fridge needs to be full of food. Like, all her utilities need to be working.
They have to have hot water.
Like all that stuff. Well, obviously, I mean, Jackie lives in a perfectly fine, clean house. There was nothing like that, but it's like little stuff that you don't think of when you don't have a house full of kids, right? So, like, I think she's like an avid sewer.
Yeah.
So she had like, you know, 8-inch sewing shears, which, I mean, if you've got a Charlie like we have, I mean, that's a death threat, like waiting like to happen. So yeah, just, you know, so her and I, and she was so wonderful. I mean, she was just, her and I kicked into gear, and you would think that we clean houses on the regular for like these kinds of situations. But we literally just went like room to room to room, and we're just, you know, throwing things in garbage bags of, you know, this looks like this could be, you know, a weapon. This looks like this could be, you know, considered, you know, not safe, whatever it was.
And belonged to Jeremy.
Yes. And so that was the other thing. So Jeremy at the time had a room full of stuff at Jackie's house, and he wasn't allowed to technically be there. So we had to essentially make it look like Jeremy didn't live there.
So it was, Kendrah likened it to a teenage boy's.
I laughed my ass off.
1,000%.
I walked in his room, and the only way I can describe it is every guy I dated from like 16 to 23. Like, it was just like he had like an empty Corona bottle and like a jar full of change and like, you know, like an Afghan over like a futon situation.
Jackie, there's a squatter in your house.
And I will say he wasn't there. So I want to make that clear. Like, he had been asked to leave in order for Hunter to go. So he had already left. He was with his girlfriend at the time, but his stuff was still there. And I had said to Jackie, that's an easy thing to say and for them to not believe. So he isn't here. We need to do our best to get his stuff out of there. And thankfully there wasn't a lot there, but I also have this like little tiny Mercedes that isn't going to hold a ton. So I'm literally shoving like his laptop and clothes and just his jar of change and his Corona bottle. I mean, like, whatever was in his room, I'm trying to like get it out of there. And so then I go downstairs towards the very end, and I open up the refrigerator, and This is when it looks like a college apartment. There's like not a whole lot going on in this refrigerator. And I called JJ and I'm like, and I was like, what I should have done is open the refrigerator when I first got there, because I would have just done like an Instacart order and everything would have been there by now. But now I'm afraid like this lady's going to show up with Hunter in like 30 minutes and like we don't have
You know what it was? You know what it was? You had to go over and get the house ready for them to check the house to make sure that it was okay.
For them to bring him.
Yeah,
For them to bring him.
Yes.
Right.
We didn't have approval for Jackie's house yet. And so that's what you were prepping for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was terrifying because I'm thinking in my like head and heart, like, oh my God, like we can't screw this up.
Yeah.
And so I called JJ and I said, have you been grocery shopping recently? And she said, yes. And I'm like, has your door code changed? Like, no. So it's like, I race over because they're like a couple blocks away. And I race over and I just open as many like reusable bags and just start filling them with condiments and ramen and eggs and milk and just whatever I could find at JJ's house. And I go back over and stock, the pantry and the fridge. And so Jackie and I will say we had a good laugh. Like it was like we got everything ready and I feel like it all, looked fine. And as a matter of fact, I think as I was walking out, like the social worker was like pulling up. Like I think we like timed it pretty well.
Dang.
And so we got
It could have
everything.
been worse.
Well, and the other thing is we had to show that he had his own room,
Yes.
like his own space. And so we had,
His
clothes, and we had a nice little room for him. But that was where a lot of her like sewing things were. I'm like, we have to take all the needles out of here. And Hunter, again, he's like a very mature 10-year-old. He wouldn't be like playing with like her pin cushion, but
Still,
we had to get it out of the house.
Yeah,
So
they don't know that.
they don't know that, yeah. And so, but anyways, I think that they released him that same later that day.
Yeah, so we went to your house and we were hanging out at your house because that's when I got the text message from the social worker.
Oh, yes, that's when you got the approval that they had released him to Jackie. And I have never seen, I could cry just talking about it, but I have never seen JJ cry at all, ever, or a mother cry. I think just the absolute relief in your face, just what was everything. Just knowing that, like, okay, he's not with us, but he is at least with someone that loves him and family and someone that's going to take care of him.
Yeah.
And on Tuesday, we'll get this figured out and we'll get him back.
Yeah.
Again, that's what we kept thinking. It's going to...
No question.
Yeah.
No question.
Yeah,
Tuesday.
don't get comfortable at Oma's house.
Well,
Coming home soon.
And the big thing was, and I remember you having to reiterate to Jackie multiple times, like, you cannot talk to him about anything.
Yes.
And so that night I went over there, and I think that either I took him Panda Express or like your mom had ordered it for him or whatever. And I went over because JJ had like his school stuff so he could continue his school studies, and I had taken it over to him, and I just like, I could cry. I just remember like patting him on the shoulder. I'm like, buddy, it is all okay. Like, mom and dad are fine. They love you so much. This whole thing is so silly. Like, you're going to laugh about this one day. I know it doesn't feel like it now. And he just looked at, I was like, he just looked at me like, okay, like this whole thing. And he just, I said, I promise you, like, this is going to be fine. Like, you're with Oma, like, all is good. And he's just mature, it's like, I think he knew it was obviously bigger than that, but I also could tell in his face he felt safe. Like he was back home, like he was back, not home, but
he was in a spot that he felt comfortable with.
He's not in the nice man's house,
So, and I mean, remember when we were still at your house, we had gotten the text message about, okay, he's going to be released to Jackie. And then it was... I don't know what caused me to ask. Maybe I was just like, when can I see Hunter? Or like, what's the, like, what can I talk to him?
I remember that.
Yeah. I think maybe my attorneys had said something like...
They were all over the place about, and I still feel like that's kind of been the case this whole year. It's like, it's on Monday it's this, on Tuesday it's that. But I remember you saying... to Hunter, and then again to the social worker, like, we can communicate with him, right? No problem. And at first, I believe the answer was like, yes, like, that's not a problem.
Yes. The social worker that had checked the house and I guess had dropped him off, she had told Hunter, you can talk with your parents as long as, like, it's with Oma, like you, or like she's in the room.
Right.
So you can phone calls, like no visits, but you can phone call, like do phone calls, FaceTime, text. She told Hunter that, and she, I believe she had told me that too. So we thought, okay, like
At least we can
we
communicate.
can talk with our son.
Yeah.
But then the social worker that we had originally dealt with, that first came out for the interview, she texted me and said, you and Jerett, the father, are not allowed any communication with Hunter
Whatsoever.
No
Did she
texts,
give you-
no phone calls, no nothing.
Did she give you a time frame on that, or just
She said
indefinitely?
wait until court
Wait until court.
on
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Just Tuesday, and this is Friday.
Yes.
And again, you're asking a 10-year-old, mature or not, that's a very scary age to,
Be like, you can't.
he's aware enough to know something's going on. Hey, for 5 days, bud, you just sit tight.
yeah.
We'll see you in a courthouse, which is scary for an adult. And then you want to throw a 10-year-old in there. Hey, we'll talk to you on Tuesday. And then even then, you weren't allowed to, like, it's not like you could just pull him outside after the hearing and say,
Yeah,
okay, here's
no.
what just happened, bud. Like, this is what's going on. I mean, there's none of that.
There was none of that. I mean, it was fucking. This whole process has been so fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Well, I remember talking with you guys. Was this still the same social worker at this point? Because you guys have cycled through
Yes, this is.
We've
several
had 3.
and different people that were handling the case. And I mean, even talking to CPS seems cumbersome. Like getting through to a person seems like you're trying to get hold of, AT&T customer service.
Yeah,
It's
it's
impossible.
it's very difficult. But yes, this is the first initial social worker.
Okay.
She was the one that said no. This the social worker that told Hunter and us like that we could still communicate as long as Jackie was like in the room, and listening. She was not really. She just kind of like took care of the kids
Which-
kind of situation.
Probably, and we've never looked into it because it was one thing after another, but your social worker has the ability to give you that fucking option. She just didn't want to give it to us.
Oh, the individual social worker per case.
Has the ability to give you whatever they deem necessary, right?
Unless it's court ordered.
unless
but
it's court ordered.
It hasn't.
but
it wasn't.
but we
court
didn't
ordered.
realize at that point that they controlled all that. It was her saying, "No, you're not going to talk to him." It wasn't. It wasn't that we were not allowed to. It was her telling us, "No, you can't fucking talk to him." So we didn't realize that the difference is child services can give you or take away your rights whenever they deem until there's a court order. So so unless there's a court order, it's all whatever they want to do. It's by their discretion. So she didn't want us to talk to Hunter was what it ended up being.
And every time she said it a few times. She said, "This will jeopardize your if you speak with your son, this will jeopardize his placement with his grandma." So basically, she was saying if you communicate or even if you show up at his soccer tournament that weekend, even if you don't talk to him or anything like that, they will take him from Jackie because that is put him somewhere
Throughout
else.
this whole thing, they threatened us with that a lot.
I was going to say, I remember that being a common theme of
Yes.
yeah.
you'll lose him forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they
There was
they
a
kept
lot of
saying.
that, yeah.
He'll lose his placement. He'll go in the system. That was their threat. And that's how they get you to obey, like fucking whatever they say is the word, right? Like that's it. And then they fucking threaten you with, well, if you do this, this will happen. And it's not like, well, this can happen. It's like, we'll make this happen.
Well, but you guys were complying. There was no reason to threaten you with action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You weren't fighting back with them. You were doing everything they
Yeah.
said. You did a bunch of preemptive stuff, like the classes you did
Yeah.
were preemptive and unnecessary, really.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the threat for? You weren't a flight risk.
Absolute power
weren't
corrupts.
anything?
Absolutely.
God, I guess.
That's what it is. It's a fucking power trip, dude. And
Yeah.
that's what I've learned in this last year. Having the social worker that I have now who actually gives a fuck versus the other two that I had that didn't give a fuck. She's explained a lot of things to me that I thought were just how things were. And she's like, no, it's at our discretion. Unless the court orders something, it's at our discretion. We can grant you whatever we want. I can grant you 20 hours a day, or I can grant you 8 hours a week. So we could not talk to him, could not FaceTime him, could not anything. So we were like, what the fuck does this mean? Right? I'm like, okay, we'll wait till Tuesday. Like, we thought for sure, no fucking question. I've never been arrested. I've never been charged with anything.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been in trouble. I didn't get fucking cited. I didn't get 5150. I didn't get fucking anything. Nothing. The guys came, had a conversation with me, and left.
Yeah, the police officers that came
Yeah,
for
the
like
cops.
a wellness check.
The cops who came. Yeah, the cops who came out. Cleared me, right? Riverside Mental Health cleared me. Left me alone. Left me with Hunter and JJ and my mom. No questions. They didn't say anything. They just fucking left. So we're thinking like this is a mistake.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
total misunderstanding.
Yeah.
There's no case
yeah.
built against you.
Yeah.
There's no documentation.
Yeah,
or there's very minimal documentation.
And we're thinking we'll get into court on Tuesday. We'll be able to say our side, our piece, and say what happened and how we got here and how it's just a big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
That's what we thought.
Yeah. I mean, and I remember that whole weekend, obviously, like, we were very, like, hurt and, like, I mean, it was a traumatic experience, you know, and not being able to talk to Hunter, like, that was very difficult. But I think what kept us, like, in somewhat good spirits, like, was we'll get this cleared up on Tuesday. Yeah. It's fine. Like, we did the classes that the attorneys told us to do. We like buckled down and we're like, we're just gonna get through this and do it as quick as we can because, you know, to show like, okay, look, we're taking this seriously. It's not something that we're just like, oh, no big deal. Like, they took our kid. No, like, we're serious about this. We'll take the classes that you want us to take. That's fine. And that wasn't even like requested of like. The social worker or anything like that. Our attorneys just said, you know, maybe you should take these classes. And
Proactive approach to
Right.
say, like, hey, this our kid's everything. Like,
Yeah.
So at the very beginning when this whole thing happened, I said, look, they're probably just being proactive and being extra cautious, just making sure that everything's going okay. Tuesday's going to come around and it's all going to be fine, you know? And I will say, you know, it's hard all this time later to not have, you know, I don't want to say a negative, but definitely, you know, a mistrust of, you know, thinking that, I mean, I've said multiple times that, like, knowing what I know now, and if Jack and I were in the exact same position, I don't know that I would call.
No.
Just out of fear
Oh, dude, that
of it being used against you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's scary. That's a scary feeling because you've always been taught to believe that, you know, that those agencies are there for you. You know, and to protect you and to help you. And had you gotten him back on Tuesday, I would have said it was a series of unfortunate events.
Yeah.
Right.
But they probably did what they thought was best for Hunter in the long run. And they realized quickly, like, that was probably not the right call. And it was all resolved.
Right.
But again, here we are a year later. And this story is just getting started. And I know we say that every time.
Yeah.
But literally the
And it
story is just getting
gets
started.
crazier.
Yeah.
Things just
It does.
It
Well,
keeps
it does.
twisting and turning.
this episode is week 7.
6.
No, week 7 in the actual timeline.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like week 7
yeah.
into this
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there are still, by my math, 45 weeks to catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So
But yeah, that weekend, I mean, like I said, it was tough, but we had hope. And we were like, we're going to do whatever we can. I did like a lot of research and I just tried, like, kind of, I
Stay
talked-
positive, and what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? You know,
Yeah,
you can't
I'm-
crawl in a hole like your kid's counting on you.
Yeah.
You know,
well, and
like
JJ found the best lawyers that you could find and probably the most fucking expensive lawyers.
Yeah.
Because we thought for sure these guys are going to walk in there, no bullshit, kick in the fucking door. These guys are going to be known, right? Like they're not your public
Yeah.
defender, right? These are fucking top dollar fucking people.
Right.
We thought for sure they're going to walk in there and fucking case dismissed, sorry for your this and fucking we made a mistake.
one thing we didn't touch on that I think that we should is that Jerett during all of this was having heart issues
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
you were going
So
to
on top
cardiologist.
of everything else that was going on, I think the same Friday that we were
Friday.
trying to get Hunter into Jackie's house, you guys were at the cardiologist.
Yeah, yeah. He was. I mean, he had obviously like some concerning PVCs, but like it was definitely a lot more. There were some issues
Yeah.
there. A lot of
No,
yeah.
I have a heart monitor
Mm-hmm.
in right now. I mean, it's still in. I have a loop recorder to monitor because, and that got worse. I mean, like throughout the
Can't
last
imagine
year.
why.
Yeah, through the last year, that's been fucking that. Like, that's been bad. So, but yeah, no, I was having a lot of chest pains, a lot of like things that I was trying to chalk up to anxiety, but like I can't breathe kind of stuff, like, so JJ, the mom and wife that she is like, you're going to the doctor, and we're going. So she got me in there. She made sure that I went, and he was like, fuck are you doing? Like, what's going on?
The added stress on top of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That Friday was not a solid day.
No.
That was not a good day all the way around.
Yeah.
You guys didn't sleep the night before.
Yeah, I don't think I slept much.
I don't think you
whole
slept much
weekend,
this whole year.
Well, yeah, it was. I just remember like I couldn't text Hunter, and even though I knew where he was and I knew he was safe, like I mean, obviously we communicated with Jackie. She just said, okay, Hunter's fine, this and that. But he had a soccer tournament that weekend, and she had to drive him down to Temecula. And because of all the issues that, like when you have anxiety and stress and panic attacks, like it affected his stomach. I mean, I think with most people, if they have
that.
if he has anxiety, or someone has anxiety, they have to use the restroom. Hunter just was consistently going to the bathroom. Like he had some major stomach issues, and like on the way back from his soccer tournament, he kept telling Jackie, like, we need to stop. I need to
pulled
go.
over so I remember checking in with Jackie, and she's such a trooper. Like she was laughing. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I'd be laughing. I mean, just because all the stress, and now it's like you're stopping every 4 exits because the poor, and he's not doing well, and it's manifesting physically.
Yes.
And if anybody can understand that, I got it. Like I get it.
Because Jackie texted me and was like, we talked, and I don't think that we're gonna go down on Sunday. It's just been too much for Hunter, like, so he's not gonna go. Can you like tell his coach? And I was like, of course, like if Hunter doesn't want to go, like we're not gonna force him to go to his soccer game. And this kid doesn't want to ever miss a soccer game. Yeah. So for him to say, I don't think I can go, like my stomach, and just everything, that says a lot.
Everybody deals with stress differently, and
But I mean, for him to go through something like that,
that's the worst thing that happened.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the crippling anxiety that he has now and the panic attacks that he has now, and we'll get into all that in later episodes, but he was a perfectly normal little kid with no worries in the world. Yeah. And now, like I think for the last year, he couldn't sleep. Like he is so scared people are going to come take him that he can't sleep alone.
He was a very social kid. And we've talked about, hey, does Hunter want to come to the house and hang out with the girls? Which is another safe place that he knows. I think he's done it once.
Yeah.
Like we're like, hey, if Hunter wants to come over and swim, if he needs this, if he needs that, and like,
yeah, he's kind of more. I want to be in my safe spot. I think that I mean, I don't blame him.
No,
I would.
It's going to take him some time.
I mean, I've noticed that about myself. I'm less like I don't want to go places. I don't. I just want to be.
It's a very, very traumatic.
Well, you can't
situation.
Yeah, I will not eat Subway anymore.
To watch JJ lock up, so we went on a cruise in February. Jerett was not allowed to go because of this whole situation, which we'll talk about in, I'm sure, episode 712. But
One more way they fucked me.
We were in Puerto Rico, and we got off the boat, and there was a Subway right there. And, I mean, and at this point, I didn't put 2 and 2 together, and I saw JJ, like, literally lock up. And Hunter goes, I want a Subway sandwich. And JJ, being mom of the year, was like, come on, buddy, I'll take you in there. But, like, the visible physical anxiety that she was feeling, I mean, you could see it was like palpable that she was feeling some way about Subway. I mean, it's wild because it's like, when traumatic things happen in your life, you remember where you were, what you were doing, what you were eating. It's like one of those things. I mean, I don't blame you. I don't think I could do it.
I used to get Subway all the time.
So you're a Jimmy John's family now?
Yeah, if we want to sub, we're going to Jimmy John's.
Right. But there's obviously, like, we'll get more into into everything. But
Yeah.
it's
So when
definitely
we come
been
back,
rough.
we will start with your first hearing date, which was June 22nd of
22nd, yeah.
2025.
Yeah, that was that Tuesday.
This is why this is going to be 700 episodes
Yeah.
because we
There were
talked
7 weeks
Yeah,
in, and
yeah.
we're on episode 6.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
Well,
there's so
yeah.
much to tell this story, right? Like we're writing a book. We have to give you everything that's going on because we can't encompass everything in one episode. Like there's so much side fucking things going on. Yeah. There's no communication from social workers at this point. We're trying to ask questions. They're Saturday. They're not fucking answering, right? They don't give a fuck. So we are not getting answers to questions that we have. I'm thinking that her lawyer is going to represent us. We're knocking these fucking classes out. They're not free classes. So we're knocking these things out, thinking they're going to make this huge difference and show them that we're serious and we're good parents, right? We're not fucking, we're not beating our kid. We're not beating each other. We joke on the podcast that she hits me with a phone book. And if you've never listened to those episodes, we have a very joking relationship, right? But
if you notice, I don't know if you guys have, but you don't joke about
I don't
that.
say it anymore.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
there's
God
not-
forbid anybody takes it out of context.
Well,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, right? And then they're...
That's the problem.
Yeah. You worried about me because I'm, 6'3", 300 pounds. JJ's feisty.
I'm more worried about your physical.
Yeah, nobody's checking in on me. All right? Nobody's calling to see if I'm all right. If JJ put me under the stairs.
JJ knows she could call me. I'll help her take care of the body.
Yeah, like...
We might need Jack to carry you, but
Just cut me up into pieces.
Make you more manageable.
Can I get that chainsaw back? Yeah, no, and it's nice to look back now and laugh about this shit. But at every turn that we thought this is it, they're gonna realize, we keep getting fucking surprised, and it's a wild fucking ride that we went through and that we're gonna take everybody through. But this is, week 7.
Mm-hmm. Now we will
haven't
advance,
even got into it yet.
yeah.
Yeah, but we will advance quicker than that. I mean, we're not going to do a full 52
No.
series on this.
No, I
but
think there was a lot at the very beginning that led to it was kind of a
Too long.
quick
Yeah.
/slow burn. And now that we're here, the episodes will go a little bit quicker because a lot happens quickly going
Yeah.
forward.
But talking before we start recording, we'd chat like, okay, this is what we're talking about. You brought up there's so many little twists and turns. Mm-hmm. Kendra's like, oh wait, remember this?
Yeah.
And oh wait, it's almost like when you're at a party and you go like, oh man, we had so much fun last night. Remember this? Oh yeah, and then remember he said that, and you're like, oh, and then remember this, and your synapses all fire again.
Yeah.
And so there really were a tremendous amount of twists and turns that each one of us, obviously 4 brains, have remembered 4 different roads, but
Yeah. Well, and like we say on the regular podcast, right? When I say like life kept kicking me when I was down, it's these little things, right? It's this little happenstance, right? I can talk to my kid, but you don't want me to for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. But it's probably for the same reason that we're here, right? Because this didn't have to happen, but you made a choice. You said, you know what? No, fuck that. We're going to do this. And then you did it. And then you're like, no, you can't talk to your kid. You can't do this, or else threats, right? Threat of, we're going to take him away. We're going to remove your parental rights. We'll fucking put him in the system. You'll never see him again. I mean, like, these are fucking on the phone threats that these people are telling us. And we're like, how?
well, and I can't believe that CPS doesn't say, this is going to sound odd, but doesn't have a like fact sheet like you'd see on a website or something. I can't believe that the social worker, so they take Hunter the first night. Mm-hmm. I can't believe they said, okay, here's what's going to happen. There are a couple things that could happen, and this is a couple things that could happen, and kind of give you a general outline of, Hunter's going to stay in foster care tonight. We'll evaluate and see if we can get the okay tomorrow. Mm-hmm. We'd like to look at these 2 houses. Okay, you guys would have time to go prep. Mm-hmm. Like Kendrah wouldn't have stayed home on Friday, or we would have run over there that night and helped
Right.
you guys take care of everything. And I can't believe they can't say these are the next steps. You may or may not be able to contact your child.
Right.
You may or may not be able to do this. At least you guys weren't just, to your point, getting play-by-play updates.
But they just kind of like, I feel like they just kind of assume like you should know.
Well, and every
Like-
county's different. We've learned that
Yes,
every
we have
county is different. In the time that you get with your kid for visitations, all of the things by county differ.
Yeah.
There's no fucking playbook in California for how they're supposed to act.
So you'd think, like, when you get arrested, what do they have to do? Read you your Miranda rights. So you would think if they're taking your child from you, they would have to give you a little bit of info.
Yeah.
We got paperwork showing our court date, and like at the paperwork, I have it
Classes
still.
we should take.
No, it wasn't even the classes. It was,
Oh no, that was on the first visit.
that was the first visit.
Yeah.
That was well, you can take these classes if you'd like, but it wasn't really like the paperwork didn't really say like there was no play by play. There was no like, okay, this is what's going to happen. It's just here's the warrant, and you now have a hearing.
They would not allow me to go through the VA for my health care. They were not okay with that. They're like, no, you can't. You have to go through our people because we can't track your VA stuff. That's
Why not?
No fucking clue. I'm a bat.
But I understand, like HIPAA, but you could go to them and say, I need my records.
Yeah.
And I will freely, you could have probably
Sign-
signed a disclosure or something and been like, I will freely give you all my records, and you can request those and give them to whoever you want.
Yeah. No, they said no. They said no.
That's an episode for. I mean, just the changing of therapists and I mean that's a whole.
Do we have an
a lot.
episode for that?
Yeah,
Okay.
our next episode actually, we will get into all that stuff because there is a lot that happened. But that especially like the VA thing, that was a big thing because, I mean, how do you tell anyone?
Yeah. How do you tell a veteran like
Yeah.
you can't go to the VA for this? Like nothing. Like they wouldn't.
Exactly what
yeah.
they're designed for.
That 100%. Another government-funded building for association that actually looks out for vets. Like
Right.
the VA is slow, and I everybody knows this. Every vet jokes about this, but when it comes to taking care of veterans, there's nobody like the VA. So for them to tell me I could not go to the VA for any of my treatment, fucking floored me.
Which you had already been going to.
Yeah, and more threats of fucking, well, if you go that way we can't track it, then we can't prove that you're doing your this and that, and fucking, and then when we go to court you won't have any evidence and we'll say that you're not doing it.
Jesus.
Yeah, so yeah, well, that's a little teaser for
For the
next
the next
episode,
episode's
so.
gonna be real fucked up then, because I got a lot to say about
There-
all of the things
Yes.
that and the way that they continue to treat me.
Sure.
I mean, like, you would think that I was Charles Manson. Like, you would think that I fucking was the worst person on the planet. These motherfuckers, they don't care about who you are. They don't care about what you've done. They just care about how many kids they can fucking grab up, honestly, is what it feels like. It's the craziest thing. And we'll deep dive into it. We'll have all the things, but the wildest thing I've ever dealt with in my whole fucking life has been this last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think that
is that it? Is that it
yeah.
for the
I mean,
the
we kind of just
3 days that we covered?
I mean, it really just to get the point across. I mean, we had hope. Like we had hope
Yeah.
that on Tuesday.
Well, and they want you to have hope, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
At every turn we had hope. And at every turn we're here now, right? I mean, like, we ended up here.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't blame you.
but, okay. Well,
All right. Well, I guess JJ's making me stop. So, don't get the phone book. So, all right. Well, I guess I've been Jerett.
I've been JJ.
I've been Kendrah.
And I've been Jack.
And this is Shadow Wisdom Podcast. Thank you guys for coming.